Alright, welcome everyone. I'm just gonna go ahead and start this. Still don't feel like I really have a handle on this particular meta, but that's okay. It'll come along. Yeah, they've got some dangerous ones. Not sure who to ban out of that. Hey John, welcome. Okay. Disappointing how many people just insist on being children. I think Carolina might still be my favorite. Like, I am not giving myself a whole lot of weight on that because I haven't played much. And I don't feel like I have it solved. But Carolina's been very good so far. Hey, Callum. Thank you so much for being a member. I appreciate it. I do not currently dual stream on Twitch. It is one of the things that I want to figure out. But I haven't got there just yet. Nice, Ilgan. Enjoy. Really a great game. Hey, Shubi. And yeah, he's pretty tough otherwise, Elijah, for sure. Hey, Midnight. I don't know at the moment. No! Ah! Whoops. That's not the first time I've accidentally thrown the special 2 because I thought I was within range. Or accidentally thrown the special 1 because I thought I was within range of the special 2. Very annoying. No! Oh my god! The one time he decides. Back off. Alright, well, I biffed this. Double biffed. Alright. See, that's how that's supposed to go. Should have done that a full minute ago, and then we'd be fine. Wow, I am actually surprised that they threw down Spider-Woman there. Kind of expected a throw there. Because it was only a rank 2 Red Skull, right? Whatever, I'll take the win. Kushala's special 2 into block, not so much. Unsure who you're talking about there. You have to open OBS twice? I thought it was able to do it simultaneously. That's... Jeez. So that's a very, very large question, John. So I have to clarify. Are you asking, like, stat casts or battle casts or the concept of relics in general? I probably will take a look at Usafa's video, because I've been thinking in that direction, yeah. I appreciate the shout. What's going on over here? I'm hearing the audio cutting out, so I'm sure this is pretty miserable for y'all, and I apologize. Happy Sunday, clubs. Alfie, please don't be annoying. You're asking for a lot of very detailed and subjective work, John, just to make sure that you understand. I have thought about doing a broad StatCast video talking about the stats in that lens. I do have a challenge rating video in my glossary series that you might find interesting because it covers a lot of the same things, which is why I haven't done it yet. I have a math of MCOC video going over the damage calculation. That is still mostly up to date, although I think I need to update just some things clarifying the penetration stats, since those are new. Yeah, I think those two videos are probably most of what you want, which is why I haven't made another, but I have thought about, like, just talking about the stats available in StatCasts and not touching the combos, because the combos is where it gets, like, well, it depends on your roster, it depends on which relics you've pulled, it depends on which battlecasts you have, and which characters you like to use, and who you like to use them for, and that is the other reason that I haven't done this yet, is that a lot of the times when people ask, hey, can you make a video? And I'm not saying you're saying this, John, to be clear. A lot of the times when people ask for a video on something like this, they want answers, right? And so they want me to tell them where to put their relics. Hey, BB. Welcome. If you want to feel better, go watch the Kushala fight. It was bad. And I can't really give you answers as far as where things should go because there are so many factors. I am willing to make a video on, like, this is what the stats mean and how you should process how good they are for your character. But I also know that half of the comments on it are going to be, so what should I do as far as binding what where? And I don't want to do that. It's complicated. But I hear you, and I probably should make more of those kinds of videos. Hey, Zemo, welcome. Mm-hmm. Many people make this mistake. This is true. Okay, I need a few more defenders. I definitely have the edge in rank. They do have a good draft. Kind of hoping for Onslaught, but that's okay. I can do this too. I think there is someone doing it somewhere, Neos, but I don't remember how consistent it's been. I know Jay used to. No! I thought that heavy charge was in the sun. That was about to be so flawless. Oh, I was just outside. I mean, we still got this because Kate doesn't gain her attack increases into Elena's block. And I feel like for them picking Kate, they don't know that. But... that was almost so clean. Would have been a good 52. We're just short. Counting down the days and counting up the Titans. I'm looking forward to him as well. I need to actually edit my account tour video. I did record it. But in it, I go over how I have 1 to 2, 2 to 3, or 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 gems all for him. And I believe I have the SIGs to go straight to 200 as well. Hey, Bell, how's it going? Did I scare you or something, Midnight? Like, I should just be able to win here. I was thinking, like, this makes me a little weak in round 3. We should be okay. Man, when the pre-fights feel like they might time out, I get very, very nervous. I gained a lot of Furies, but at the cost of too much health. Yeah. I should have dexed the end of the... Oh god, that was close. If I'd literally just dexed the last hit of the special 2, we win. Okay, that's my fault. That's my fault. As I went for it, I was like, this is probably unwise. That's okay, that's how you learn things, right? I'll totally just remember it next time. That's not really how that works, Pablo. Like, scaling with critical damage rating doesn't cancel out that it's dependent on attack. If that makes sense. That's unfortunate. That's going to be such a quick matchup for Spider-Woman. And that probably is the right call for them there. If I can do this, I can still win, though. Be really careful. Yeah, I don't know if Pavir actually is worth having in the deck, to be honest. Her perfect block in the middle of the special 2 there, preventing that from being a KO, is so tilting. I did the math correctly. And it was just like, by the way, this hit, 0 damage. Hey, Easy, how's it going? Oh, I'm sorry, Pablo. I missed your second comment. Yes, you're correct that Yelena is capping Kate in 2 ways. Okay. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if I take him out, who do I put in? Oh, if you do it frame perfect, Magnus? You definitely shouldn't, but I understand. Tiger is one of the best Kindred counters. That actually makes sense. Yeah, so does Shang-Chi. I mean, this is why I just hit go with the deck I have, right? Because debating who to throw in for victory track is tough. I think I'll try these two for now. He wasn't actually that fast, so I'm gonna try this. Oh, I know, I know. The reason I don't have Valk here is just because if you already have 100% block pen, then the 100% doesn't matter. No, I thought about Quicksilver too. Again, I'm not sleeping on these people. I understand the theory. There's just only so many slots. I think you're probably also sleeping on Patriot there, Shibby. Patriot turns off Invade. He allows you to block in a way that nobody else does. I should have just grabbed Yondu, as strong as Nico is. Oh, I thought that was a comment on my Nico stat focus. I was gonna give you some crud clubs. I get you. I should take Maker to be safe here. I already have Werewolf. As good as Carl would be, I can't swap Werewolf for him. It's just for science. It's so incredibly powerful that we had to lock it to science. I know Punk is nuts, but Spider-Woman should be stronger, right? Mimic stat focus is very funny. Yeah, like, they probably have me here. Hey, Dilly, welcome. But I was willing to burn Dark Phoenix here to put Hulkling on defense next round, when they will not have as good an answer. Let's see. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I understand the risk there. It looks like his ruptures aren't getting stronger. Do they scale with base attack? Have I forgotten that? If so, I'm dropping him. Because that would explain why he hasn't been awesome. Yep, scaling with base attack only. Alright, he's out. He's fully out. That's silly on my part. Okay. Yeah, I'll remember to take him out. This is why I don't love scales with base attack as a fix for, oh, this would be dangerous on defense. It just breaks so many things on offense. Nah, he's better next meta because you can actually throw the special 2 not into block and not get hit after it. The special 2 ruptures do scale with attack rating, which is why the special 2s worked well, right? I might have even won that last match if the special 2 had like a Massacre style miss after it. It's just that getting hit every time you throw it isn't good. No, he was not before it, Elijah. It's just that some people don't like reaching for that, right? They would rather just have one scaling for both offense and defense and feel like that's a better fix. It's a faster fix. It means the string is shorter, it means there's less code. But it means you have this problem. It does make Wolf a bit better for Yelena, yes, although his special 2 has the same problem. Because that's kind of the thing, is Wolf doesn't really benefit from attack scaling or base attack scaling because he does a bit of both. His special 2 scales with modified attack, his medium attack ruptures scale with base attack. And so that's, again, that's fine. I'm not saying it's a design mistake, but it means that for something like this, he's in a little bit of a weird no man's land. I think he'd still be okay at rank 4 if I felt like the special 2 was always going to kill. But especially for Invade, when you also have the unblockables throwing you and actually hurting you a bit. He's coming out. Alright. Yeah, I know they're using Silk. This can definitely go either way. That's fine. Cool. I should have let him throw a special before the special 3. Weaknesses would have been a bit nicer on block, but like, yeah, that works. No, actually, I think eating special 3 is best, because he doesn't get the attack rating at all, and you just get the benefit of the weaknesses. So that was good. I could have hit into block a little bit more. Yeah. But I was pretty confident that worked, because work has shown me screenshots of him doing the same. I felt good about round 3. Yeah, I do think I'm going to put Quicksilver in. Because I know exactly where you're going with that, Elijah. And then I haven't drafted him at all, so I'm dropping I-Bomb and throwing in Valkyrie, and we'll see how this runs. Progress slowed way down when everybody started banning my Yondu. Yeah. He's surprisingly a decent defender because of his janky AI. So much. I do know what you mean. You are still a bit behind, Pablo. Yes, Yondu in this meta is disgusting. Because he doesn't just cut through block proficiency, right? He also has armor pen on those arrows, so he's cutting through stats beyond what other people do. So the hits are doing more, then the ruptures are doing more. Burr, burr, burr. Probably should have been Zemo. But I guess I gotta try her. I am allowed to lose. My heart was in my throat during Thanos' special 2 there. I was really worried that I dex too early. I was going to eat both of those fireballs. But that was perfect. Your turn. Not ideal, but this should work okay. Oh, I did that. What I should have done is the special 3 into block trick. Yeah, I'm realizing that definitely would have been a lot smarter. Okay, let's just test the damage on it. That seems better. Especially if I can do that early and maybe even twice. Yeah. Is the gene clone callout random? Yeah, most callouts are. Okay, Thanos held down the fort. Lesson learned about Gene. Works on offense just fine, but use the special 3. Yeah, we have a lot of players, Elijah. A lot of players. I also think part of what you're seeing is just as time goes on and more sales hit, you definitely have people. You have more people with rosters that look like optimized Battlegrounds rosters because they're following Battlegrounds tier lists and Battlegrounds players. And they're ranking up what those people tell them to because there's been more and more time for them to do that, even if they're only doing rare rank ups. Right? And so I think that's part of it, is that you're playing through and it looks like there are more seasoned, focused Battlegrounds players in the ranks with these giant rosters than there used to be. But some percentage of them aren't that intense, right? They're just ranking up who people say they should rank up. And more of that advice as time has gone on has been focused on Battlegrounds, right? Anyway, I will be right back. I'm going to use the restroom. Be all in a sec. Hey, Matt, welcome. I'm doing well. Hope you are. Likewise. Okay. Let's keep going. I do feel like I'm learning. Oh, wow, my overlay is so far behind. Okay, I guess it just caught up. It's so weird. Hi, cat. I keep telling myself that I'll mess with it eventually. Probably not, Pablo. To be perfectly honest. There are just some calculations that I don't think the team is really interested in exposing. Almost certainly not clubs. People have too many Titan shards, right? And I realize from a player perspective, it may be tempting to go, right, so give us something else to spend the Titan shards on. But no, that means that the currency is a little oversaturated, right? That doesn't mean it should be more valuable because you can use it for more things. Definitely, Magnus. Well, not armor rating. I'm assuming you mean armor pen. Because that would be very different. But yes, I think because of the 100% block pen, if I really wanted to be sweaty about this, I would be changing all of my defensive stat foci. Which, clubs, I'm pretty sure is the correct plural. I haven't done Tyra versus Kindred in a very long time, so forgive me for what you're about to see. Ah! Yep, there it is. I knew it was too far away. Cool. It was fast! I'll get it next time. I probably should go practice that before I queue up again. We'll see if I remember to. Alright, while I'm waiting on that. I'm gonna sign in and go look at her code myself, because now I'm curious. It doesn't mean I'll tell you what it is, but I'm gonna go look at it. No, please. Take your time. Oh, focuses is also a correct plural, but I think earlier you said focusi. I'm throwing your shade, or I'm throwing shade at you for that. Let's go. Well, that was pretty rude. Alright. Throw it. Come on, Amora. Alright, fine. Nice. There we go. Power sting. Okay, here's our bonus damage. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's really weird. I'm not going to start talking that through out loud. But good luck figuring that one out. Stranger Things discourse. The Varying Furies make testing a tad more complex. It's just me. I don't like when he says that. That's weird. I do like the new profile pic. I agree. So one thing I will clarify, just in case y'all don't know this, power stings are weird effects. They're client-side supported. Very, very weird. The damage of power stings is locked in when they're applied. That's why Spider-Woman is so good at that part of Invade, because she's applying her power stings through block if you do what I did there, right? That damage, the locked-in damage, does not depend on the opponent's power at all. Yeah, it has nothing to do with it. The damage that scales with the opponent's power is just a passive burst of direct damage. That means that it's looking at Spider-Woman's attack when the opponent throws the special. So that can vary, right? There's your first variable. It also means it's subject to ability accuracy modification because it's a passive. It's subject to things like Um, the raid's special vicious boosts, because those also boost passives. Those would make those stronger. Anything that reduces the potency of instants, like Serpent, applies to that part of her damage, even though it doesn't apply to the power stings. Yeah. And then there are two, what I will say is there are two different calculations she's doing based on the opponent's current power that she is then combining together. That's why it's weird, and I'm not going to give you more. I think I just answered you, Pablo, but let me know. Inequity affects attack rating regardless, Mo. But what I'm saying is that the actual attack rating snapshot being used is different for the power stings versus the damage, because they're calculated in two different places. I've officially burned through my tier 4 alpha. That's fine. I still have some more in the Radiant store. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad that was interesting. I might be willing to say more. I just have to spend some time off stream where I'm not at risk of talking out loud, making sure I understand what the heck she's doing before I decide if I say any more. Bored, curious, they're cousins, let's be honest. Correct, Pablo. Okay. Those are going to be some interesting fights, but that's valid. We definitely were the larger weight class there. Yes, bonus burst does the weird scaling. The power stings themselves don't scale at all. Hey, super. Yeah. I think I've actually, on that note, misstated something about how the energy pen and physical penetration stats work recently, and so I'm going to have to walk that back later. Oh, I said I was going to practice the Kindred thing before I tried that again. Woo! There are some chonkers in here. That's annoying. I didn't want to ban Yelena. But as we all know, it is absolutely imperative that the timer be a full second behind when you can actually click buttons, because God forbid the freaking highlight animation doesn't play when you're trying to ban someone. Sorry, little bit of bitterness. That would be an interesting place to test Quicksilver, but we have Spider-Woman for it specifically, so I don't think we need to. So cool. Like, I know this is kind of what they want me to do, but especially if they're going to use future Ant-Man there, I don't... Something I'm saving Nico for. I love the confirmation that Special One First was worth it. Thank you. Yeah, because most of Nico's damage comes from her poisons. And poisons are direct damaging effects, and so the Ghost Rider helps. It also lightly improves her power gain. Kushala's not bad. Nothing wrong with it. But in Battlegrounds, Nico, in my opinion, I think it's a little more important that she's fast on her best matchups than that she can take more. Breadth is something she already does well. And so for her, I think higher ceiling is more important than lower floor. Okay, well this is going to be Yondu. That makes sense as well, Elijah. That's a valid reason. Yeah, exactly, Mo. It'll improve her power gain just a bit. Nice, Easy. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, there will... Hinder is a interesting one. For a lot of reasons. Yeah, interesting utility on Destroyer. Hey, Misty, thank you. But also just, like, Hinder doesn't quite... Which isn't even really a bug. It's just, like, until very recently, there are a lot of buffs that we just couldn't set up to scale with potency. Like, glancing is a good example. If you use Hinder on Maestro and reduce the potency of his glancing buff, he still glances 100% of the time. And that was correct on the implementation for a long time. There wasn't really a way around it. We do have the tech to work around that now, but it's going to take a while to do that cleanup. Which, if somebody is about to ask in chat, Destroyer stonks? Yep. Eating next special one is usually less damage than blocking it. Yeah, you're definitely right in this meta. Well, Thanos' Unstoppable is a passive anyway, right? So Hinder wouldn't do anything to it. But also, no. Unstoppable and Unblockable are binary buffs on purpose and explicitly. Reducing their potency doesn't do anything to them. Jeez. Cálmate. That is nasty. Yeah. 50% unstoppable. Maybe they hit you back, maybe they don't. Flip a coin. You feeling lucky, punk? No, that would be awful. That would be so awful. Woof, Elijah, that's tricky. There actually was a time when heal block and power lock were not binary effects. Fun fact. God, their draft was so much better than mine. But for at least a few years now, both of them have been binary. Welcome, champ. How's it going? Anybody who remembers using magic against Taskmaster in the old days knows what I'm talking about. We'll see, Goodman. People have been excited for long enough at this point. I'm honestly pretty confident it's inevitable that at least some people are going to be disappointed with Blue Marvel. That was the most BS light attack. Nope. That one I at least risked. Oh, come on, buddy. Alright, that wasn't awesome. Our odds are still okay, but that was not awesome. And that's why Kabam password policies are relatively aggressive. We get auto-logged out a lot. Excellent illustration. I'm not 100% sure, Mo. It's going to be one of my champions. I'm willing to be that indulgent. But I'm not sure who yet. Woo! That was my fault. Okay, that could have been cleaner, but that is what I was hoping that would look like. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, Pablo. That is legitimately clever, and I feel your pain. Nah, you're not following Goodman. We talked about this a lot earlier. Power stings are applied on hit, and therefore are subject to Yelena's attack cap. That's what Pablo's saying. But there's a lot of variables. Hey, Noodle. Welcome. Thanks, Benito. Like, Pablo, you could maybe use an... I should not be encouraging you. But you could maybe use an unduped Spider-Woman so the Fury passives aren't a thing, and then fight Nico and keep the buff immunity up so that you just avoid the Furies that way. I don't know why you said that, Chan. I don't like this draft at all. Camino. No, I saw it. I just felt that one had been played out enough already, sorry. I think these are the right calls. Use Carolina for Atuma and Tigra for Red Skull. That Gentle would be annoying. That's also annoying if they place both Spider-Woman and High Evolutionary, but we have some options. I'm glad you liked that, Bob. Okay, I think this is just where I use Nico. Because they have Spider-Woman. And Tigra versus Red Skull is much better than Tigra versus Ant-Man. Yeah, and they're burning High Evolutionary, but that's fine, because that means that I can just keep Zemo for Spider-Woman, who they're probably not placing anyway, but I don't want to be caught flat-footed. I literally just let go of the fricking button. That was so annoying. Oh, I didn't think that was the fourth light. This is going so poorly. Of course it glances that. Why wouldn't it? They win with High Evolutionary into Dark Phoenix. Okay. I was like, I'm gonna have to turn in all kinds of membership cards. Yeah, that was the plan, Chan. Was keeping Carry for Tuma. You can't? Are y'all sure? Snoops is right, because I also think that y'all may not be familiar with the Longshot cheese that he's talking about. Because Longshot relies on Incinerates too. Okay. Nico would have passive Incinerates as well. Okay, hold on. I'm curious. I haven't gone to the beta in God knows how long. How old is my account here? How many rank 4s do I have? None! So of course I don't have Nico. Alright, 1 second. That's so incredibly silly. Oh. Does anyone actually want to see me test this? Because I can fix my account, but it's gonna take a few minutes. Okay. Find user. Daddy Longlegs 93. Immediately scroll past lifetime spend. Wrapping the file. Heading over to the beta. Okay, that should do it. Yep. Because you don't have pre-fights. Oh, yeah. You guys got there. Cool. All right. See? Problem solved. Welcome, Con. It is that easy. It's pretty important for us to be able to hot swap accounts quickly for playtesting. Don't be that surprised. Oh god, this is definitely 30 frames per second. Ah, it's so ugly. That power drain hit at the worst possible time. I don't know, I think that counts as Snoops being right. That definitely felt cleaner, 30 frames per second aside, than the prod version. I mean, it's not nearly as strong as Longshot, because Longshot's passive incinerates are actually his primary damage output, right? Nico's passive incinerates are a scalar and like a tertiary damage output. But that wasn't terrible. Nah, y'all are being too literal. Because, like, think about how it looked on prod just using poison, right? The way I understood Snoop's question was basically, does swapping over to Incinerate improve the matchup for the same reasons that Longshot works, right? And I think the answer to that is yes, right? The matchup was better. I had way more power. And it was a little bit faster than on prod, I think, even though it wasn't an ideal fight. And I think it would have been even faster if we were on 60 frames per second and I hadn't gotten punched in the face multiple times. That was interesting. And now my beta account's updated. Okay, good. I was like, I will crash out if I go into Battlegrounds and it's in 30 frames per second. Yeah, and I think there are probably ways to maximize it and play into it intentionally, which I did not quite have yet. I respect the Frank, but get that out of here. Arcade sounds kind of nasty, too. Maybe I should have gone Silk over Arcade. Very cool, Pablo. Good luck. I mean, in fairness, like, even the long shot cheese is only really a cheese at low Sig. It is a lot less successful against a Sig 200 future Ant-Man. Against, like, Sig 30 or something, it's chef's kiss. Nice, Warrior. I wish you luck. That's cool stuff. What are you studying, if you don't mind me asking? I just realized we lost audio when we swapped. That's moderately annoying. Okay, so I should have gone Patriot there. Yeah, that's okay. I cannot answer that, Super. I'm in favor of it, but can't answer beyond that. Hey, Shaz, how's it going, man? Nothing to save Yondu for, right? So just do this. Nice, Warrior. That's a good job, from all I've heard anyway. Betsy, thank you. It's not very nice. Okay, cool. Why does the long shot cheese depend on future Ant-Man Sig? Because the duration of the incinerate passives doesn't matter for the cheese, right? Because every time one ends, it's replaced. And so all that really matters there is the per tick damage and the fact that they keep getting refreshed. So like the passive damage is the same regardless. But the problem is that the passive damage is only there for as long as the debuff incinerate is there. And that's paused during long shot specials. So you still get some damage out of it, right? You get that guaranteed. But then after the special is over, the incinerate debuff unpauses and pretty rapidly goes away. And yeah, that just dramatically reduces the overall damage that you need. So then you have to build back up to another special 2. It's still doable, but it's a lot less cheesy. I know exactly what you mean, Super. I got lucky that I wasn't punished there. I mean, we would have won that particular fight regardless, but I don't know that I've ever seen him dash there or dodge. That is the first time the double heavy on fight start has ever failed me. That one was more my fault, I'm not gonna lie. It'll be tough for a rank 3 Wiccan to beat that time, but not impossible. Kind of, Goodman. Like, it still wouldn't read as burst damage in the engine. It's not instant. The duration isn't 0. But often you are just getting 1 tick, to your point. And there probably is something of an inflection point on, like, if you were to math out the total damage, there's going to be a point somewhere in there. Hold on, before I say this, let me double check myself. Where's Longshot? Yeah, because the passive incinerates themselves are 1 second, right? So that's normally 2 ticks. And so there's going to be an inflection point in there where, like, as Future Ant-Man's SIG goes up, the damage is going to drop off a lot when you cross a 50% reduction because you're going to go from 2 ticks to 1. But then, from there, the DPS, the damage per second, is going to go up because you're actually going to be effectively accelerating the tick rate of the incinerates, because if an incinerate only lasts 0.3 seconds instead of 0.5 and is then replaced by the interaction, then you're going to get an effectively increased tick rate for it, right? So the DPS is actually going to be better against a max SIG Future Ant-Man than a SIG like, let's say, 120, without me checking the exact scaling. But the total damage is still going to go down as the duration of the Incinerate debuff goes down. So there's some interesting equations that you could write on that. But not quite interesting enough for me to go play with it. Best possible damage is probably when you're at like a 49% duration reduction, because you've crammed the 2 ticks as close to each other as they possibly can, but you're still getting a meaningful duration on the Incinerate debuff. That's some hard confirmation bias right there, Noodle. Kind of an interesting question, Warrior, because I appreciate that, like, you're kind of implying a compliment in there and that you think that I do find a balance and that I do a good job. But I think the harsh answer is that I don't always do it correctly. Um, I am proud of my designs, even in the ones that give me some second thoughts. I understand why I made the decisions I did, and I can't really beat myself up over them. And I think that in every one of my designs, there's been a lot of really good decisions and innovations and problem solving. Um, but I do think that bluntly, there just are some characters I've made that are a little too strong. I don't regret Serpent on defense. It was literally what the assignment was. I probably should have limited him a little bit more on offense. Not the ramp, that was intentional. Not the immortality or the death immunity, that was intentional. But I should have made his utility a little bit less automatic. Nico should have been a little bit less broad in her matchup strength. That I think is a mistake on. I want to like couch this a little differently. It's a mistake on my part. It's also a little bit of a mistake on the team's part, but only in the sense that like we work as a team and we share a little bit of responsibility on everything, right? The same way that if another character that I didn't work on is too strong or too weak, I share some responsibility there too, right? The same way that I share some credit and the rest of the team deserves some credit for every single one of my characters that you consider a success, right? I really want that, like, to be clear that sharing is an all the way through thing. Um, but yeah, I think that Nico was a little bit of a mistake on a couple spots. And then obviously I've talked about a dozen times, Kate is too strong. Her cold snap is overtuned. I made some incorrect assumptions, and I was not alone in making those incorrect assumptions, but they were still incorrect. I strongly disagree with you, People's Champ. Like that is one thing that I have zero regrets for and will argue for every time. Buff immune champions have more than enough power in the contest. It makes perfect sense for a mystic to complicate their existence a little bit, and it is also not something that I coded to hit buff immune champions, right? Like I didn't code that and go and Red Guardian and Titania and Cassie in particular all get hit by this. It's just the logical consequence of how that code works. It's the exact same as Claire gaining bursts of power when they're immune to buffs, right? Like, why would Nico be different? Yeah, he doesn't gain buffs because he's immune to them. That's exactly what Nico punishes. That's the point. I'm quite proud of Blue Marvel music. I said earlier, I think people are building him up in their minds because they've had a few months to go like, not only is it the next DLL champ, it's one he said he wanted to build. It's gonna be freaking cracked. And so, like, I do think that people are going to be disappointed in Blue Marvel in a number of ways. Yeah, I think that's just inevitable because when people get that hyped, they're going to get disappointed. But I'm quite proud of him, and I think he'll age well. Whether he'll land well, we'll see. It's going to depend just how much the hype matches up to the perceived reality. Take care, Pablo. Have a good one. No, Goodman is more correct than not, People's Champ, because Red Guardian does try to gain buffs. Every time there's a buff, the ability accuracy roll succeeds. The code says grant Red Guardian a buff, right? And then it bounces off due to immunity. So Goodman's right in that. And that's exactly why Nico and Claire listen to it. Funny, Dylan. Excuse me. Need to take my Waterloo can downstairs. Okay. We made it to Vibranium 4. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm just losing a little bit of momentum, and I want to stay fresh because I'm going to play some Magic the Gathering later. New set dropped this weekend, so I'm going to go play some Lorwyn, and I should probably look over some of the cards before I do. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a good one. I'll see you soon. I will